Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We review anything and everything. And today we're getting into this Lego set 75391, Captain Rex's Y-Wing Microfighter. Now, this set had a lot of controversy behind it, and the reason why is because this figure, if I'm not mistaken, and my memory serves me correctly, this is the figure that came with the Venator UCS set, and it was supposed to be a limited edition figure, or an exclusive figure, I should better say. And they ended up putting him inside this set, which kind of blew that exclusivity away. He's pretty much the exact same figure. If I have my memory correct, if not, put it down below in the comments that I have it wrong, because I know it's something to that effect. But I want to make sure I don't have my sets incorrect. But nonetheless, this was a set I wasn't originally going to purchase, but it was on sale, and I was like, why not? I'll pick it up, because I really didn't want to spend too much on it, but it wasn't part of my plans. But when it was on sale, it was down to like about, I think, $7. So I'm like, whatever, I'll get it at $7 just to get it. I can link him to some of my other prequel sets in that aspect, since, you know, I do have him and he's cheap. At the time I bought him on sale, but otherwise it wasn't originally part of my plan, but I do have a place to put him, so that works out nice. I think the Microfighter, it's interesting because though it's not a full-size Y-Wing, I think that some of these Microfighters can be used as made-up vehicles inside Star Wars, or made-up ships inside Star Wars, similar to like a speeder or something like that, like an in-atmosphere little kind of drop ship type of thing. You know, why not? Like there's no reason why you can't pretend that for your own sake. If you're trying to be super movie accurate, then no. But if you're just kind of, you know, making up a little display, or maybe you're playing with your kids and, you know, you're fine with that, you could have, say, a few of these, or a few different versions of other Microfighters, and you make a whole fleet of them. And with that, it actually works good in the scale of, say, if you had a couple of other bigger ships that you want these to feel small around, these ones can be like flying around, say, a Star Destroyer, if you had the Star Destroyer set, or a Millennium Falcon, or something of that sort. So I think in that regards, it's not too bad. So we're gonna unbox this. We're gonna put it together and then just kind of review over the basis of this. I know they always want you to use that finger press thing. I don't prefer to do it. It does make it a little bit easier to open, but then at the same time, you mess up the box art on the back, which is not a big deal, but I just prefer opening these sets like this. I have a few Microfighters actually. I have this one. I have the what's the Mandalorian's ship? I'm having a brain fart. The Razor Crest, and then his Naboo fighter one. But the Naboo one I actually used to for parts for something else, so I didn't even plan on actually putting it together. So here we have the booklet. I'm not seeing any stickers. You have a little bit of cloth material, I think is what's on here, is pauldron or something like that. I'm not sure. You've got 2 bags and some visor pieces, so it's pretty much a quick build. Let me put it together and we'll be back with my review on this set. As I mentioned before, link in the description down below for Amazon if I didn't mention that in the beginning of the video. All right, guys, we're back with the finished build, and here is Captain Rex. You can see he's got some really nice detailing on his torso and his leg area. Now you don't have printing going all the way around. There's some nice back printing, which actually looks really nice. But this is his little, I'm not sure what you call that, but that kind of little skirt piece that goes around that they wear, that the clones wear. But obviously you see it's not going all the way around. I think some people are advocates for it to have been cloth material, because they used to have that before, but I don't really know. I still think the detail looks nice, but I get it. It sucks that it doesn't go all the way around. But then again, sometime when you have printing on the back of the legs here, which they sit on, I can see where that would get ruined unless it's dual molded and it's just simply like a different flat base color. Otherwise, He's got the toe printing as well, which is nice. I put the visor on his head in this one, but normally you can go with the little the eyepiece that comes down. It comes with parts for that as well, which I think most clones do. Nice helmet printing. Sorry about the focusing. So yeah, so hopefully you guys can see that pretty well. And he's got the little markings on the top, I guess for his kills, maybe, I don't know. So slightly different, you know, designs on his helmet than like your standard clone, which is kind of cool. And here you could see his face printing. I'm not sure what that is on his top of his head. Let me see if I can zoom in a little more. Okay. So that's pretty cool. And the little shoulder scarf, or whatever you want to call it. Here you get a better look at these now. I'm zoomed in. I think the detail looks really nice. And the blasters he comes with a little bit different than what a lot of the other Star Wars characters have, so I think that's really cool. And then here goes the mini or micro Y-wing. Now I like to use whatever extra pieces I have, so this is not how it normally looks. This shows you how it looks normally on there, but me just wanted to use some of the extras that come with it. I just kind of did that. You got the control panel there, and the pretty much basic setup here. You got the what do you call these, stud launchers. Now, as I mentioned earlier inside the video, I think that this can work good for the purpose of if a person, say, wanted a fleet of these. Granted, you probably wouldn't want like 5 different Rex figures, but as far as like just having a fleet of these, I mean, if you're not going by you know, in canon, you could say, okay, those are just higher command versions amongst your clone army. But nonetheless, having a little fleet of these are kind of cool. If, like I said, you want to view it as in atmosphere kind of speeder type of ships that, you know, a person can fly around in the atmosphere, but they're not going to go too high. They're not made for space travel. Yes, it's not canon, but you could always just say that, oh, you know, within your world, within your realm of play or just display, you could say, you know, they started making miniature versions of some of the bigger ships, and for the purpose of interior flight, you know, it was easier just to downsize the same model or archetype than it was to create a new one. So whatever it is that makes it work for you. But like I said, I think as far as just having these things for like little army building is actually not bad when it comes to any microfighter. So I think that's definitely something that's interesting. So there's not much to it. As you guys see, it's a very small build, but like I mentioned before, link's gonna be in the description below. I think it's worth getting. Going back to what I mentioned before about the figure and the fact that he was an exclusive character, for a lot of people that bummed them out, but I think that also too for a lot of people who didn't want to be able to spend on that or afford that for the Venator ship. Yeah, this is an option, and I think the only thing that sucks is not so much that they decided to give us this figure in a cheaper, you know, more affordable package. I think the real issue is just that they told everybody that this figure was going to be exclusive to the Venator, and he wasn't. If they just didn't say that, I think a lot of people wouldn't have been bothered by it. So yeah, but what do you guys think of this set? As always, you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.